Um, hope you have all filled the feedback form. So can we get started? Yeah. So what we're going to do in the next 40 minutes is, if you want to really immerse in this learning, I would like you to kind of transform into the world of the littlest children, the early years, say between 2 to 5 to 6 years, right? So you are in that setting now. Think that you are in that setting and kind of relate to what we're going to talk for the next 40 minutes. So our session, I am Latha Muthukrishnan, and I work for Akshar Arbol International School in Chennai. I've been with the school for 13 years, and I've worked with different sections of the school, but my heart lies in the early years, and I just melt down when I see the littlest ones around. So today's session is on play schema, and play schemas is something that, as early years educators, I think it is very important for us to know, to be aware of, and to kind of use this understanding to design our learning experiences for the littlest learners. So how many of you here work with little children? Okay. Okay, great, great, great. The others? You don't directly work, but your children now. Okay, now I'm asking you, like, as adults, do you actively teach the littlest learners? Yeah, some of you teach. Okay, great. So I'm sure you will be able to better connect, because when I was teaching, I really know every minute of what is happening with my children. And when I bring something forward, I'm sure you'll be able to instantly connect to it. But now I'm a little distant. So so though when I had to do this session, I had a month of, experiential know-how of things, just to refresh my memory of, what happens with these littlest learners. So you can be rest assured that I'm bringing to you only what is tried, tested, experimented with the littlest children. Now I want you, a quick sharing of the agenda for today. The first 5 minutes is for us to greet and set the context. Then the next 10 minutes is for us to tune into thinking about the play schemas, and of course frame our own wonder question if you have. The next 5 minutes is a quick guess of the play schema that will be presented to you. This is a little formative assessment that we'll do, and then we have centers set up here, the play invitations that are just waiting for you. So wait until that 10th minute. Like after 20 minutes, you get to explore these centers, and the last 10 minutes is for us to have conversation on the power of play. So so I would like you to jog down your memory. Think of you, if you're working in the early years, think of you in the block center, or in any setting that you have created for your learners. Now, have you ever wondered why children drop things over and over again? They sit on a high chair, and you see them dropping things down. You pick it back and give it to them, and again they drop it down the minute you give it back to them, right? Have you seen children doing that? Have you all? They keep doing it, right? So then also, have you looked at them scatter all the toys in front of them and sit there and work in that? And you, as an adult, you want to go run, organize things for them so that they don't step into any of those toys there. Have you seen your children scatter toys around? Yes. Also, like, you walk into the block center and you see, children taking a lot of effort to place one block over the other, and you see one child coming in there and toppling the whole thing down. Have you seen that? Oh, how do you feel when something like that happens? How do you react or respond? Oh, okay. Okay. That's right. That is free play, right? But as adults around there, you feel like, you've just told, call that child aside, and you've told, you know what, these two children, they just made it. You think it's right to do that? We naturally tend to have those conversations with the child who did that. But hold in there. So the session today is for us to know that such undesirable actions by our children is because there is a reason behind why they do what they do. They are exploring the play schema that they are trying to understand how something works, right? So for us, we really don't know what is happening, but for them, they want to know how something works. So they drop a ball, and then they see it bounces. The first time perhaps they're holding a ball and they're dropping it, what they say is like, hey, it is bouncing. So then they again drop it to see if it really bounced. So then they drop to see, they get the control. So it moves like that. So the child keeps repeating what they do. So it's something that they repeat to do for them to understand how something works. And when they've gotten the grip of holding it and dropping it down, you should see the kind of free play that they go through when they know actually how to do it. So next time when you see a child doing something like that and you feel it's undesirable, just step back and watch why the child is doing that. So the whole session today is for us to kind of have those observations and plan for activities that'll engage them, and that'll kind of channel that energy, that schema that they are in at that point in time, to further explore and understand the world around them. So the learning takeaway, I'm just going to allow you to read this. Yeah. So in front of you, in your rows, you have cards like this. I've placed cards like this. So what we're going to do is just pick a card and discuss in your groups. If you can turn around. I was expecting a collaborative work table here, and I thought, we'll have places to set up also, but unfortunately we are sitting in a theater style, but it's about getting creative with what we have. So you four can turn around and discuss about what you know about these schemas with the group, with your group. So we get 3 minutes to discuss, and you have a book, a notepad in front of you. If you can come up with 2 wonder questions that you have on play schema, it'll be very nice. I'm going to request you to kind of try, because those words, if you see, yeah, if the literal meaning is all what you know, it's okay to, kind of share what you know about it. So you have the literal meaning there, right? Transforming schema. So what do you think it is? Transporting. Yeah, with your group, with the 3 of you here. Yeah, you can turn around, and you 5 can also discuss. That's right. That's right. You can tell that I have this schema, and I think this is about it. Yeah.
Transporting, moving, positioning, placement, enclosing, summarizing.
Okay.
Or we can like collecting everything. Like it's about the collection and tidy up times. Like they are collecting their toys and in the same at the same position.
Okay. It's okay. That's what we know, right? To begin with, that's what we perhaps know. So you can begin with the literal meaning if you really don't know what it is. That is okay, because that's how we decode words, right? So right now, what we are doing is we are decoding something that we don't know, perhaps. You want to? Sure. It's just one of you.
See papers what we kept earlier.
Your papers. Is it there? It'll definitely be there. We just left it. No, this is ours. The planning that we follow. Okay. Okay, a unit of knowledge. Yes. Pattern. Repetitively done something. Okay. Play. Okay. Exploring by playing. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example which perhaps you can relate to, or a scenario that you can relate to. I'm going to give you an example of, what happens to me. So when I kind of have cow's milk, I'm reminded of my grandparents' house. Yeah. So when I get a whiff of an incense stick, I'm reminded of my parents-in-law's house. Parents-in-law's house. So schema is nothing but, those. Yeah, it's the bell ringing, right? So those linked, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, are there things like that you were able to remember and connect to some objects, some memories that you've had in the past? Quite a lot. One example. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is exactly what a schema is, right? So I'm going to refer back to the example that I gave you when a child first bounced a ball. There is something that he or she is making connections to, and that is stored in the memory, right? And over again, when the child does that, what happens is there are these linked memories about a ball, that when they encounter something round, so for a child, ball is the name that we've given, but for them, anything that is round perhaps is a ball. So they try dropping it down, because in their schema, they have experienced that ball go up and down beautifully. So they see perhaps a pumpkin which is round, they will try to drop it down, and you as adult will like, what are you trying to do, isn't it? So that's what is running in the child's head. So schema is nothing but those linked memories that they have of what they have experienced, and hence respond to scenarios, settings, objects in a way because of their stored memory. So I'm going to just allow you to read a couple of correlation to things. Yeah, I'm just going to show you this. Just going to allow you to read this. I just love the middle one about, how the mental codification happens because of the perception that the child has had. And that becomes the basis on which the child responds when they encounter something like that, right? Uh-huh. Are connected. Yeah. So what we are going to do now is quickly share, like, you know the different schemas now. If you have your cards laid out like this, it'll be easy for you to find out what schema is this, what schema is running in this child's head, and hence the child is enveloping or enclosing. Tell me whether it is enveloping, whatever. So someone's enveloping, right? So the difference between enveloping and enclosing is you enclose things, you envelop, you cover up something completely. So what do you think this is? Okay. Now, what is this child doing? What schema is this child exploring? Positioning, fantastic. Now this, enclosing. Transporting. Yeah, I have vivid memories of my child kind of picking what she likes, putting it inside, my bag, and transporting, and my mother coming and telling me there was something here which Riju likes, but I don't see it anymore here. I came to know that she's already done the enveloping, and she was doing the transporting. Rotational schema. Connecting or transforming. Trajectory is how something moving in space, like, I throw a balloon, the balloon goes up and it comes down. So when I look at that, it's the path that something travels. That's trajectory. So this is linking, so connecting perhaps, and you also can, think of positioning here. Yeah. So there was something very interesting I read through. I'm sure many of you know that when a child, about blocks and how children play with the blocks. So when a child is beginning, like say a 2-year-old, the child tends to take the blocks and put it in their mouth. For them, that sensorial feeling is what is more important. So they try to feel it, they try to turn it over, they try to put it in their mouth and touch it to see how the texture is. But when they become a little older, what they do is they kind of take that and place one over it. Right? So just 2 blocks is what they are able to make. 2 stacks of 2 blocks is what they're able to make. And then if you see, they start patterning with the blocks. Right? Now they know to pattern the blocks. And after that, they try to pattern to construct something. And eventually, they plan to enclose something or make structures with the block. So it's that trajectory that they go through in order for them to reach, them to plan and design a space, design an enclosure perhaps, design a building, but it takes these many, experiences for them to evolve to that. So next time you're around little children, I would like you to have an eye for all those details. And now we're going to move on to center time, the most awaited time. 23. So what is presented as invitations for you is the different schemas here. You can get creative, you can convert a linking schema, a connecting schema to something else. When you kind of stack it up, you make it, you turn it to a positioning schema. It's about your free flow of thoughts with the materials that are here that you will experience. I would request couple of you to take responsibility to be observers, because you have a task to do as educators. As much as we engage our children in play, we are going to do that observation to see what is that schema that my child is trying to experience, trying to explore to find how something works. So I would request couple of you to be observers. For each table here, we will have participants who actively play as, say, 2 to 5-year-olds, while there'll be a couple of you who will be observers. Can the observers volunteer and put your hand up? Okay. All the others will have to come and actively participate here. You don't get to sit there. Yeah, there, look, he's already out here. Yeah. You want to play more, okay? So you're going to be an observer, okay? Okay, if we're going to have only a couple of observers, you'd like to be an observer, okay? So the 3 of you will come and sit here. And this is the, I'm not going to show what you're going to observe until they start exploring. Yeah. So may I request you to come and, very beautifully ensure that not more than 4 of you are around here, so that we don't mess up this place. Of course, yes. Yeah, you can come down and start exploring things that are left here. I don't tell this to my children, but I'm going to tell you, there are those stimulus that are kept here. Some, examples of what you can do. Some have only a couple of observers. You'd like to be an observer? Okay. So the 3 of you will come and sit here. And this is the, I'm not going to show what you're going to observe until they start exploring. Yeah. So may I request you to come and, very beautifully ensure that not more than 4 of you are around here, so that we don't mess up this place. Of course, yes. Yeah, you can come down and start exploring things that are left here. I don't tell this to my children, but I'm going to tell you, there are those stimulus that are kept here. Some, examples of what you can do. Some don't know actually what to do. Then, there are some cues that you can take. Look, he's already started. Please come over, come on. Come on. So we have marbles kept here. We have something here. We have something here. Something here. You can sit there.
initially she started doing with the rope, the thing, but then she found interest about the soft toy and trying to put it under the tent kind of a thing which she's created. But she's also found an interest into from one schema to another, like probably filling the pouches. She's put pouches, two pouches inside the pouch. So that's something which she found interest into. She also found something interest into uh, the making a pattern, like she's put two sticks. So she's initially had one, two, three, and then again she had deficit of one. So that's what I found. Notice any play behavior of schema? Play behavior, she's probably enjoying what she's doing. I don't understand exactly what do you mean by. Yeah, she enclosed, of course. I was trying the schemas. I was trying to just note that what is she's transporting, and she's enclosing, and she's enveloping, and she's done quite a good connection she was making, because she's trying to put things under, like as a human being sits on a table or a chair, and then that's how she's put the Peppa Pig probably on the top of things. And she's seen real life, like people hanging things, so she's tried it to hang, so maybe connections also. Yeah, she's also exploring them.
Have some schemas that she's already, connecting to perhaps.
Yes.
And hanging this there.
Yeah.
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 So do you kind of get to know their stories also?
Yes. Quite.
At what?
Yes.
So will that help for you to have those conversations? Or what made you do that?
Yes.
So okay.
Sure. So maybe probably saying, oh, did you read a story? Probably I would just get, oh yeah, interesting story probably of the pig, or probably mother doing something like this, exploring zip. Like they like to fidget with the zip, because there is also two zip, that had a zip. So probably doing that. Yeah.
So I was observer one, and I was actually observing different groups. So I saw a lot of manipulation of materials which was happening over here. I saw here that she was doing a lot of pretend play. Something interesting which I found in that group was the pattern which they started making with the balls, and they started pouring the colors, and then they started creating a lovely creation with art with the balls. And I saw that there was so much of collaboration over here, where one child was pouring the colors and the other child was shaking it, and then there was so much of connection. They started talking to each other, kind of thing. Of course, in that section, I saw, there was car dashing which was happening, and there was so much of work which was going on in that. So apart from that, I saw there the toys have been given across from one person to another. So there were turn taking also, which was happening. And of course, a lot of parallel play I observed here. There was a lot of collaborative play which was happening over there. A lot of solitary play happening there. So yeah.
For my child, yeah, I've seen, but she didn't go and explore something else. She was quite
Yeah, she was quite happy over here. A solitary play, and she was also she was exploring everything. A lot of solo play happening over there, here. There was not collaboration, but a lot of parallel play. Everybody was engaged in their own toys. There we saw a lot of collaboration, where they were talking to each other. One was pouring, one was shaking. So yeah.
I was observer one, and I saw that yes, we are exploring the different objects and manipulating the same, and try to create different characters with the same. At the same time, they are very content while creating new things with the same, and they are like also in the competitive mode. Yes, mine one is very smarter than the other ones, right? Because the lady that she was making that one, she was comparing the other's creation with that particular thing, right? So it is a kind of content feeling. Yes, I am giving my best to the things I have, right? At the point of that marble painting site, there is a lot of collaboration. They were interacting with each other, and they were literally enjoying the churning part as well. The movement of the churner makes them happy ki ha, it's doing something. And the person who was playing with that particular marble on the floor, he was relating that to his old like traditional games like the playing with the top and all. So this is kind of a I have.
Okay, great. Why do we have to observe the whole group? Is because as teachers, as educators, we need to plan for a setting, in the following weeks. And hence, if we see some works, some allows for collaboration, some allows for parallel play, some perhaps is not very interesting. So it allows you to design your learning experiences accordingly. So when I look at our children manipulating objects, tools and materials confidently, when I make notes of that, I know children are not yet having those motor skills, fine motor skills, in order for them to perhaps do certain tasks here. So what I would do as an educator is have a choice center just open for certain practical life skills that they need to, get strengthened at, so that, they are able to do all of these tasks that are expected of them better, do it better. Likewise, when I look at our children able to engage in pretense, to use their imagination, to be creative, this center, there were like multiple things left here, and they really got imaginative, creative of coming up with their own ideas. I have to tell you, sorry, I'm going to take this out. Yeah, this is really amazing. I had this made expecting, sorry, very sorry, expecting that, somebody will tear papers like this and perhaps stick and keep, but intentionally I didn't leave my Fevicol there because I just want them to be creative with what was there. And this person beautifully made a whole elephant with the Play-Doh that was there. And here, if you come and see what they have made, it really shows that, they've gotten wild on their imagination and creativity. So allowing materials like this, not very restrictive. Here, it was just that one, this broad thing that I left there for them to kind of wrap it around, which we know that this is what they're going to do. But there it's like open-ended, loose parts that I have left, so they can get creative with, with the materials that are there. So likewise, when you kind of plan, it'll give you an insight on what you want to do the next time. How independently do children behave is again something you want to think and design accordingly. So all of those questions will allow you to plan for your next set of play experiences that you would like to give for your children. So the intention again is to see what schema the child is currently exploring, and being able to, kind of have more of such kind, so that they are engaged, they are deep immersed in what they do. So when they develop those patterns is when they have generalized, and they are able to kind of bring back that memory when they have to do. Again, I'm bringing back to that ball example. They know that things bounce, but when they try to apply it with something, it didn't happen. Hence they kind of change their perceptions of, the memories that they have already assimilated now changes, and newer things are accommodated. So, give that vivid experience for your child. I have to tell you that this is subject agnostic. When your children are allowed to experience play, what they're doing is they're problem solving. They are experimenting, they are finding their own solutions, they are making their own generalizations, they're building their own schema. So when you put them in newer scenarios, you can be confident that when your children are allowed to, when they walk into new spaces, they'll be very confident to do things because you have given them the floor to problem solve. to socially interact and make those generalizations. Thank you for being with me this afternoon. I'm sure you're going to take some learnings from here, and you're going to have a beautiful setup in your own spaces, connecting back to the schemas, because each of these schemas mean a lot for your children. Thank you so much. Sure, you're going to take some learnings from here, and you're going to have a beautiful setup in your own spaces, connecting back to the schemas, because each of these schemas mean a lot for your children. Thank you so much.